fall. Say you stand by your man, you tell me something I don't understand. You said you love me, and that's a fact, and then you left me. Good morning, Tony Meadley once again, and a nice warm welcome back to my workshop. Today's project, I've had a dear friend, Alma, wanting a couple of Pourri bowls, one for her daughter and one for her daughter-in-law. She's asked if we could try and make them the same. I'm not sure whether we can or not, but I've got this piece of, and it's olive ash. It's got a lovely grain on it, so I'm going to try and get two out of that, and then obviously we'll polish it up and put the top on and get it filled with potpourri. And I do believe they're for birthday presents, so we'll get it into the lathe and we'll get cracking and get it around. Well, we'll start by just marking the centre off and getting it in between two step centres, and then we'll get it to round. So we'll just mark the centres off. And that should do it. I hope you can see that. All I'm doing is marking it off. I always do it 3 times, and then we know that it's exactly in the centre, and that's what you'll end up with, just like that. So we'll get it in between the two step centres and get it to round. Well, I've got that roughly to the shape that I want it. All I'm going to do now is, instead of hollowing it out from scratch, I've put a 40mm Forstner bit on. I've marked it to the depth that I want, and all I'm going to do now is obviously drill it through. So, and then I can hollow the rest out. Right, I've hollowed that out to the desired depth, and all I'm going to do, or sorry, should I say, I've drilled it out. Choose the filigree what you're going to use, because they're all different size or very slightly different sizes. And what I like to do, I like to mark the desired diameter. So I'm going to take it to about there, and then I'm going to get it to the right size to fit that in first, then I'll round that off. Now that I've got the lid to fit,
and before I clean it all off, I'm just going to do a bit of hollowing. You know what my favourite hollowing tool is? You can use a bowl gouge if you want. I prefer to use one of these. It's a Simon Hope hollowing tool. It's the 8mm one, and it's a square bar, and all you do is you put it on and it gives it that optimum angle for cutting. So what we'll do, we'll get on and we will take a little bit more so we can get a little bit more pourri in, and then obviously we can get it cleaned up. Well, I've got it hollowed out. I've got it to the shape, the desired shape, and also that the fillet fits. I always like to leave them just that little bit slack because they will close up, and there's nothing worse than having to push it on nice and tight. I just like that little bit of movement on it. And what we're going to do now, before we part it off, is make sure that it's cleaned up, sanded down, polished up and everything. We'll part it off because once it's parted off it's so difficult to get it polished up. So we'll get on and we'll get it sanded. Well, I've got it sanded off inside and out, and all I'm going to do is just, before I put any sanding sealer on, I just like to clean it off with a bit of methylated spirits. For the people across the pond is denatured alcohol, and to be perfectly honest, it's surprising how much dirt and dust you get from it. So I would advise anybody, because if you put your sanding sealer on, all you're going to do is obviously get that little dust just above or below the sanding sealer, so you'll get a little bit rougher texture to it. So you can see how much dirt comes out. So I would highly recommend it, and then we'll put a little bit of sanding sealer on it. If you just give it a minute or two to dry, and it evaporates straight away with it having so much alcohol in it. So then all we'll do is just put a little bit of sealer in it. Well, that's another one done. You can see I've got the basket filigree in this one. Lovely grain on it, and I've never done a one with this olive ash, and it's turned out exceptionally well. Lovely grain. As you can see, there's the other one there just ready to put some polish on it, and that one's finished. Anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you enjoyed that, give me the thumbs up. Any comments, just drop them in the comments box down below, and all I can say is I'll catch up with you on the next video. Thanks for watching now. Bye.